Hey guys, what's going on? Temperistic here back again. Just want to do a quick little video talking about the Blood Moon event in Dead by Daylight. What I feel like I should be doing on the channel going into the near future, as Five Nights at Freddy is going to be coming out here in summertime sometime. We don't have really a release date. It could be, early July, end of July, early August. We don't know. Personally, I don't really care about Five Nights at Freddy. I played the first game when it, came out. Just the simple, you stay in the room and you make sure that the animatronic creatures can't get in by closing the door, paying attention to the batteries, everything like that. But if it brings in a whole lot of people to the game, I am more than welcome to, I'm happy for that. That's awesome. And, I'm sure the killer is going to be fun. I'm sure they've, thought of a really cool power. I'm assuming it's going to be just a, one of the animatronics is going to be the killer. Hopefully it comes with a cool map. It'd be really cool to be inside of one of the, animatronic, I don't know, maybe they'll do something like, be inside of like a Chuck E. Cheese or something, something like that around that theme where you're inside of a place where usually it's full of, happy kids and stuff like that playing video games, but now it's being overtaken by animatronics, so that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of, this is going to be kind of a weird video for me because I haven't really shown a lot of, Dead by Daylight on the channel. I've uploaded, highlights from my Twitch streams and things like that, but I haven't really made too many videos of Dead by Daylight, and I don't really play too many multiplayer games nowadays. If you look like, 10, 15 years back on the channel, I used to just be Halo. It was nothing but Halo, making, map reviews, gameplay reviews, things like that, and, once 3v3 kind of took a knife or a stake to the heart with Halo, I kind of had to find other games, and for a while it was Rocket League, and then Epic Games destroyed that, and then I moved on to Fall Guys. Epic Games destroyed that. So now I'm kind of limited with the multiplayer games that I play. A lot of them are plagued now with microtransactions, capitalism, a lot of greed, and incompetence, game developers not really understanding what their community wants or not caring. But yeah, so this video is going to be kind of a compilation of me complaining about the recent Blood Moon event that just came out, so I can send it over to the devs and stuff like that. It's kind of like me signing a petition saying, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" My phone's going off. Sorry about that. Let me put that on vibrate. And then it's going to be kind of like, hey, I want to do this, and this is what I want to do with the channel going forward. I still plan on making, showcase videos and stuff like that, because I enjoy doing those, and I enjoy trying out new video games. But for the foreseeable future, I kind of want to help out new players coming to Dead by Daylight, because there's going to be, I reckon there's going to be thousands and thousands of them coming over. I know Five Nights at Freddy, they have a huge community. Everybody went crazy for the movie, and, every game they come out with is popular and people play it. Like I said, I don't understand the hype, just like I don't understand the hype between the Minecraft movie and the video games and things like that. But hey, I don't have to understand it. I just have to be here and welcome them to Dead by Daylight and get them used to the game. And yeah, I know there's huge channels like Otsvera and Spooky and Dead Plays and True Talent and Jun, who are huge content creators and streamers in the Dead by Daylight community. But I want to do my part. So for the one person that may not know who those people are and they stumble upon my channel, hey, how you doing? I have a lot of experience in Dead by Daylight, not as much as them. I have been here since the very beginning in 2016. But I'm a variety gamer. I don't have 5,000 hours on Dead by Daylight. I think I have maybe 1,500, if that. I want to say it's a little bit less than that. But I have a lot of experience in the game. Quality over quantity. And I don't want to say that I'm the best. It's kind of hard to evaluate, your skill in a video game that doesn't have a ranking system. That doesn't have an esports side to it. It's not really a competitive game. It's more like a party game. But there is a challenging aspect to the game, especially I mainly play killer, and I love going up against bully squads and team of fours and stuff like that because it's challenging. And when you're playing against easy players, there's not really anything to help you get better. But anyway, so let me start off with just complaining about the Blood Moon event. If you guys don't know what the Blood Moon event is, it is something that everybody in the community that has been here since the Blood Moon event began. I think the first one was last year. I missed it. I was taking a break from the game, and so it's basically just us farming blood points. That's all it is. If you don't know what blood points are, they are the currency, the in-game currency that you use to level up your character. So, for example, let's say that you're starting off as killer, and the first killer ever made in Dead by Daylight is Trapper, and you start off as level 1 in the Blood Web. The Blood Web is where you get all of your add-ons for the killer's power. It's where you get your offerings, like map offerings and offerings to help you get extra blood points. It's where you get your perks for your killer, things like that. And I'm going to be making videos in the future explaining what all those are. I don't want to do in this video. I don't want this video to be an hour long because that's what, if I went through all this stuff, that's what it would be like. But in the future, I want to make a video for each killer. I don't really care for Survivor. When the game first came out, I went down that road. I've been there. I just don't enjoy playing Survivor much anymore. I will say for the Blood Moon event though, it is kind of fun playing Survivor. It really is. But I want to make separate videos for each killer, and I'll try to do it for each map. It may be a little difficult because they are going to be bringing in a patch to the game that is going to be nerfing map offerings, and the only way that I can guarantee that I'm going to get a certain map is by using that offering. And I think they're nerfing it to, instead of it being like almost a guarantee you're going to get that map if you use the offering, it's going to be nerfed to like a 20% chance. So that may be a little difficult. I'm going to try, but it may be hard. I'm at least going to try to do a few maps. But I'm going to be making a video for each killer, explaining the killer's power, all that stuff, just to help people get into the game. I know new players, when they start out, they usually play Survivor because Survivor is kind of easier to get. Give me 1 second here, hold on. Sorry, really congested still. I tell you, once like you have a little cold, and for me personally, I'm congested for weeks after I'm already better. What was I saying? Yeah, so when new players come to the game, usually they just play Survivor because it's easier to learn. Now I'm not trying to say that Survivor takes less skill than Killer. I'm just saying that it's easier to get a handle on, because when you play Killer, it's 1 versus 4 when you're playing Killer, so it gets stressful, it's overwhelming. I mean, for me, it's still stressful, when gens are freaking popping and you're chasing somebody and you just can't get them, and you're like, oh my god, I gotta hurry, they're gonna open the gates, I'm gonna lose the game. So it's more stressful than playing Survivor, which is but it's interesting though, because at least on the North American servers, it always seems like there's more people playing Killer than Survivor, because like at 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning, there's the 100, like the blood point bonus goes up to 150%. If you don't know what the blood point bonus is, basically you can kind of tell like how many people are playing, even though there's not a population counter on Xbox, which is what I play on. Obviously on Steam you can just look at the Steam charts to see how many people are playing, but you can kind of gauge how many people are playing Survivor, how many people are playing Killer in their separate thing. based on the blood point bonus. If it's at 25%, then it's kind of even. 50%, still kind of even. Once it gets to 100%, 150%, there are like barely any survivors playing the game, and there's a lot of killers. And I think the reason for that being is, I mean, I don't know. Like, for me and for a lot of people that are veterans of the game, I get a lot of enjoyment out of Killer. Killer will never be boring for me, ever. Even if they don't come out with any new killers from here on out, the game would still be really fun, and I would continue to play it. Just because you're chasing 4 people, you're trying to catch them. I don't know. It's the excitement of the chase. And your bloodlust. But Survivor over the years, it's just gotten boring. It's the same thing. Sitting on a gen for 40, 50, 60 seconds, boring. I'm sorry. It's just boring. So, yeah, I don't know. I want to say that veterans of the game, they switch over to Killer to have more fun, but then at the same time, there's people like, Hans and Germ, who mainly play Survivor, and they have thousands and thousands of hours on the game, and they're not getting bored of Survivor. I don't know how or why, but more power to them. So that kind of contradicts my statement, but I don't know. Just me personally, I can't play Survivor anymore. It's just boring. But like I said, for this event, Survivor is actually kind of fun. So in the Blood Moon event, usually you just have regular generators, but this time around, I believe it's 4 of the generators have been turned into blood generators, and what that means is the top of the generators has been like cut into this container or whatever, and you go to a blood pump, and you fill up your jerry can with blood, and then you go over to the generator, and then you kind of dump it in to the top, and then once it's all the way full, boom, the gen pops, you're done. The issue for the Killer of this, the issue is, wow, it is fast. It does not take you any time whatsoever to get that gen done. One person, maybe you got to fill up the jerry can like 2.5 times. I think two people, it takes maybe 20 seconds to get the gen done. They don't have to do skill checks. They don't have to, they don't have to worry about, losing progress on the gen, unless I believe the only way for a killer to make it lose progress is by kicking it. But like all of the perks of the killers has been nullified. Fire Up doesn't work. Surge doesn't work. Pain Resonance doesn't work. Any perks that have anything to do with, slowing down gens or whatever, getting, the Chucky's perk where he gets haste off of finished generators, that doesn't work off of blood gens. Coup de grace doesn't work. Add-ons don't work. Like if you're playing Wraith and you're using the add-on to see the auras of the gens and kind of gauge if they're done or not, that doesn't work. And then I believe Legion has a perk that's similar to Hex Rune, where if people aren't working on it and you're in your Feral Frenzy, it will make gens lose progress. That doesn't work. Plague can't throw up on the gens. Freddy Krueger can't teleport to the gens. The pig from Jigsaw, her traps don't activate when the gens pop. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking when they were making this Blood Moon event, but they were just like, hey, let's see how much we can fuck over the killer. I get it. The most recent event before this was Chaos Shuffle, and that is 100% killer sided. I get it. It's fair that this event is survivor sided, because usually survivors don't really have a event that is survivor sided, But I mean, this event is really survivor sided. Like, holy cannoli, man. I mean, dude, like really, So, I mean, if they could just, help us out a little bit on the killer side, because there's no reason for killers to play in this event right now other than the tome. Once you get done with the tome, then if you don't know what the tome is, it's basically a section that has challenges in it that say, hey, the killer, in this event, kill or hook 3 people. In this event, kill or kill 2 people. And then you get the challenge done, you get blood points, things like that. So each week, or I think it's like every 7 days or whatever, the new section of the tome opens with 10, 15 new challenges or whatever. So once we get those done, and for people that play a lot, it's not going to take them any time to get the tome done whatsoever. But once they get done with that, there's no reason to play. The thing that people are most excited about in the Blood Moon event is the blood points. So basically, Behavior, the developers behind Dead by Daylight, they have a little meter or whatever. You can go to a certain page on the main menu and you can look at it, and the community gets 1 point for, I think, completing a gen, and then another point if a killer kicks a gen or something like that. And as a community, we're doing this challenge together. We're trying to get it all the way done, and once we get it all the way done, we'll get a 500% bonus to all blood points. Basically, we get a shit ton more blood points the more that we increase the bar and everything. But they announced recently that it's not just tied to the event. You can play in the regular playlist, and you'll get the same amount of blood points. So killers are like, all right, bet, say less. We just won't play your event, and we'll go play in the regular playlist, and where we can have a fair playing field, because we can still get the same amount of blood points. So, I don't know what the hell Behavior was saying there. But yeah, this event is just terrible on the killer side. They completely nerfed the hell out of us. We are limited to what perks we can use. Builds that I recommend for this event: Lethal Pursuer, Barbecue Chili, No Way Out, and maybe Remember Me or Noed. A lot of people are using endgame builds for this event because that's basically all we can do. I mean, yeah, you can slap on Agitation if you want. Slap on Brutal, save the best for last. If you want to do some haste perks. But man, they gutted Killer. And that's all I'll say about that. Now, if you are going to be new to Dead by Daylight anytime soon, if you're going to be playing when Five Nights at Freddy comes out, you are going to have a lot of stuff to do. They are doing some huge high W quality of life updates for this game. They are coming out with a completely new quest system. Right now we have these things called daily rituals where, let's say a ritual for me, I'm going to hop on here in an hour or two, and I'll have one that says, hey, play as the pig and put 3 traps on people, things like that. You complete it, you get 30,000 blood points. Whoop-de-doo. That's going to be gone. It's going to be a whole new quest system. They're going to have daily quests. They're going to have quests for the battle pass. They're going to have quests for the events. And then you can also still do the old things that they're not called quests. You can go into the tomes. There's 23, 24 tomes right now. Each tome has 4 sections. Each section has 10 challenges for the Survivor, 10 challenges for Killer, and it's a way for you to get extra blood points and things like that, and badges, trinkets, charms, whatever. They announced that all the lore is going to be available for everybody. It's not going to be tied to the tomes challenges. And yeah, it's going to be a good time for new players. And also you're going to be able to put progress towards every single quest when you're playing. It has never been like that with the tome challenges. Now you only get to pick one, and you can only progress through one at a time, which is really frustrating, especially if you have a slow challenge where they want you to hook the obsession like 20 times, and you can only hook them 3 times per game. So you're gonna get that done in like 6 games or whatever. With the old system, it's still gonna be like that for whatever reason. They can't make it like the new system where each game that you play progresses towards each challenge. You can still only pick one, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, as you're doing that one challenge, you have a whole new section of quests that you're doing all of them at the same time. Not only that, but they also said that they're coming out with some other quests that it'll say play 100 games or something like that. Now these are going to be lifetime quests. I'm not sure what the rewards are going to be for them. Maybe you complete one and you get 100,000, 200,000 blood points. Who knows? But yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. They are also doing quality of life updates to make it kind of easier for survivors to move on to the next game if they're playing against a toxic killer who's not playing the game as they should. And they're not picking people up on the ground, and they're leaving them on the ground to bleed out, which is a horrible way to play, by the way. Don't do that if you're playing killer. Come on, play fair. Listen. I know you want to win, but you don't get anything when you win. When you win in this game, you don't get anything. When you lose, you don't lose anything. The whole entire point of the game is to get blood points. It's to I guess you could say, oh well, I wanna get to the last rank or whatever. It's not really a ranking system. If you lose, you don't lose a rank. It's just for blood points, and as long as you play the game on a regular basis, you're gonna get to the end. And then actually in 2 days, it's gonna reset, and we're gonna get all our blood points. So the ranking system that's in the game, it resets every 13th of the month. Friday the 13th, ha ha ha, and which is kind of funny because Jason's not even in the game. And then once that happens, you get a lot of blood points depending on what rank you are, whether you're gold, platinum, or iridescent, which is the max rank. But it's just kind of a progression rank. It's not a ranking system. I miss the ranking. I miss the OG ranking system where it was 20-1 because that matched you up against people near your skill. But now it's all MMR, and it's just not good. So hopefully they do something about the matchmaking system, because I will have like 10 games in a row where I'm going up against just people that don't have thumbs. They don't have thumbs. They don't have fingers. They're garbage at the game. And then the next night I'll hop on and, oh my God, I'm sweating my ass off. I'm going up against 10 games in a row of, team of 4 survivors that are just the best in the game, and they are just dogging me. So it's just kind of completely random in that. Okay, we're at 23 minutes here. Jesus. I think that's all I wanted to talk about. So yeah, in the near future, I'm working on a lot right now, so it's going to be kind of tough. But I want to make a video for each killer to get new players ready for getting into Dead by Daylight, because I do have a lot of experience as a killer and I can teach you a lot about the game. So if you are interested in that, be on the lookout. Anything I missed about what's going on in the game right now, leave a comment down below. Or we can start a discussion if you want. And, but I'll be streaming here within the next hour, 2 hours, whatever, playing Dead by Daylight. And having fun over on twitch.tv/Temperistic. But I just wanted to voice my complaints about the Blood Moon event and kind of give you an idea of what's going to be happening here in the coming weeks. What kind of videos you can expect and things like that. So it's going to be a lot of Dead by Daylight videos for new people, and with a couple showcase games like that. I've never played Tomb Raider, so I kind of want to make I kind of want to do I want to showcase Tomb Raider on the channel. Not the OG ones. I'll get my ass kicked, but the new ones. So yeah, I think that's all I gotta say, and I will catch you guys on the next one.